Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are not just going to learn grammar. Oh no, we're going to learn how to cook with words. We're going to unlock the secrets that make your English so much more expressive, turning those bland statements into really vivid, flavorful stories. So let me just start with a question for you. Do you ever feel like your English sentences are, grammatically correct, but they just lack a little flavor? Like you're saying the right thing, but it doesn't quite feel right. Well, the core idea we're going to play with today is actually pretty simple. Verbs are the main ingredient in the dish of your sentence. And just like any good chef, you've got to know how to season them properly to bring out all that amazing nuance and taste. To really see what I mean, let's start by looking at the problem of what I call the bland dish. Those sentences that are technically right, but they just feel a bit flat, kind of lifeless. Okay, check this out. On the left, the store is closed. It's a fact. It's correct. Nothing wrong with it. But look at the right side. The store has been closed. Wow. That tells a much richer story, doesn't it? It gives us this sense of time, of a history, a state that has continued. And the only difference is how we've seasoned that verb. All right, let's dive into this, because this is the fun part. It's time to open up the spice rack. I'm going to introduce you to the 4 secret seasonings that, once you get the hang of them, will completely change your English game. And here they are. These are your 4 core spices. We can add these to our verbs to completely change their nuance. We've got the ing form for liveliness, the past participle for completion, the to infinitive for future direction, and auxiliary verbs for a dash of imagination. First up is our seasoning for liveliness. That's ing. This is the present participle, and when you add it to a verb, it just brings it to life. It gives it that active, in-the-moment energy, kind of like a flapping fish. Something that's happening right here, right now. Next, we've got the past participle, or PP for short. This seasoning tells us that an action is complete. The work is done. The result is served up and ready. So think of it like a finished dish, perfectly plated and sitting on the table. Our third seasoning is the to infinitive. This one is all about what's next. It acts like a giant arrow, pointing your sentence and your verb toward a future intention, a plan, or some goal that you haven't quite reached yet. And finally, we have the auxiliary verbs, words like will, can, may, or could. This is the seasoning of imagination. This is the magic ingredient that takes your sentence off the solid ground of reality and just lifts it into a cloud of what's possible, what's hypothetical, or what you're wishing for. Now, this is where it gets really cool. Look how a single word creates a whole new world. I use this. That's a simple fact. But you add the word could and bam, suddenly we're in this nuanced, imagined reality. I could use some help isn't a fact at all. It's a hypothetical wish. See the difference? Okay, so now let's see how this all comes together. We're going to do a quick little taste test to really feel how these seasonings work in practice and the totally different flavors they create. And this just illustrates the difference perfectly. The store is closed. That's like a static photo. It's a snapshot of right now. But the store has been closed. Now that's like a slow motion video. It shows us this process that has continued over time, from the past right up until this very moment. You can feel the time in that sentence. And this shows a whole different kind of nuance. He got fired. Whoa, that's not a static state or a slow process. That is a sudden, impactful event. It communicates a dramatic, dynamic shift from one state to another. Now, that's a powerful flavor. So, here's the crucial point. Just like any master chef, great English speakers know how to combine their seasonings. But, and this is a big but, you can't just throw them all in at once. There's a specific order, a recipe you need to follow. And here it is, the secret recipe. You can combine up to 3 of these seasonings in a single verb phrase, but they have to follow this golden order for the perfect flavor. Imagination comes first, with an auxiliary. Then comes completion, with have. And finally, you add progress, with be plus ing. Okay, let's bring it all home. We're going to see how this entire approach transforms your English from just a simple, bland statement into a truly compelling story. And here's the ultimate takeaway. You are in control. You're the chef. Depending on which seasonings you choose to add to your verbs, your English can either be a bland instruction manual, or it can be a vivid, engaging drama. The choice is totally yours. So from now on, instead of just trying to memorize a bunch of grammar rules, ask yourself this question when you speak or write. What kind of story will my sentence tell? Is it a story that's active and flapping right now? Is it a story that's complete, totally finished? Or is it maybe just a figment of your imagination? The power to decide is all in the seasoning.